Good morning, everyone. It's such a blessing to be here with you today. I want to share a message on embracing God's abundant blessings, a message that reminds you that God's grace and goodness overflow in your life. No matter what you're going through, know that God's blessings are not just for a select few, they're available to each and every one of us. I believe that God's plan for you is filled with hope, joy, and abundance. Sometimes we get caught up in our daily struggles and forget that God is constantly pouring out His goodness upon us. In John 10:10, Jesus tells us, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." This means that God's desire is for you to experience a life overflowing with blessings that go beyond what you can imagine. Now, I know there are days when you feel like nothing is going your way. Maybe you're facing financial difficulties, relationship challenges, or health issues. But even in those moments, God's abundant blessings are still with you. They may not always look the way you expect, but they're there, waiting to be recognized and received. When you open your heart to God and trust in His plan, you create the space for His blessings to flow into your life. I want to encourage you today to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what you lack, start counting your blessings, big and small. There's a Bible verse in Psalm 103:2 that says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits." Take a moment each day to thank God for the simple things. The warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, the gift of another new day. These small blessings add up, reminding you that you are surrounded by God's love. Let's talk about the power of gratitude. Gratitude opens the door to more blessings. When you thank God for what you already have, you're inviting Him to do even greater things in your life. It's like planting a seed of faith. When you nurture it with thankfulness and trust, it blossoms into a harvest of abundance. I encourage you to keep a gratitude journal. Write down the blessings you experience each day, and you'll be amazed at how your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance. Sometimes you might wonder why you're facing difficulties when God promises abundance. Remember, challenges are not signs of God's displeasure. In fact, they're often opportunities for growth. The Bible tells us in Romans 5:3-4, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character hope." Every challenge you encounter is preparing you for a greater blessing. God is refining you, molding you into the person He created you to be, so that you can fully receive all that He has in store. I also want to remind you that God's blessings are not just material or financial. They're spiritual, emotional, and relational. God blesses you with the gift of love, the comfort of His presence, and the strength to overcome any obstacle. When you embrace these spiritual blessings, you find that true abundance comes from a deep and abiding relationship with Him. It's a relationship built on trust, faith, and the assurance that God is always by your side. As you go through your week, I invite you to meditate on the words of Malachi 3:10, where God challenges us, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." This promise isn't about a transaction, it's about the faithfulness of a loving God who delights in giving us more than we can imagine. When you trust God with your finances, your time, and your talent, you open yourself to receive His miraculous provisions. Let's also talk about community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and share in your faith. When you gather with others who are also embracing God's blessings, you create an environment where hope and encouragement multiply. In fellowship, we find strength, and together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. Today, I want you to leave here with a renewed sense of hope and a heart open to receiving God's abundant blessings. Note that His love for you is immeasurable, and His plans for you are full of promise. No matter what obstacles you face, lean on the truth that God's blessings are already on their way to you. In closing, remember that a life of abundance is not about having everything perfectly arranged. It's about having a heart that trusts, a spirit that is grateful, and the courage to step forward in faith. Embrace God's abundant blessings, and you'll see that even the smallest seed of faith can grow into a mighty tree of hope. Thank you for letting me share this message with you today. May you walk in the fullness of God's grace, and may His blessings overflow in your life now and always. God bless you all.